What up, people? Welcome to J Talk. Josh and Johnny Boy here.
Yo, what's going on? How we doing? How we doing?
What up? We are going to be talking about getting back into the gym after some time off. Maybe
Doms.
doing some body weight stuff, doing some cardio. Getting back into it.
Just like that transition, because a lot of us have been doing the Zoom workouts, but hey, I haven't been lifting at full intensity this whole entire 3 months. So even for me, it's going to be a transition for me to get back to what I was doing before. And I know for you all, you want to know how strong you're going to be. You want to know if you're going to be able to lift the same weights, how you're going to feel. Is it going to be like week one at Fitness Forward where you totally got wrecked and crushed and you're out for like 2 weeks after one workout, or are you going to be able to transition smoothly? So we're going to talk about a few steps that you can take to make sure that transition is smooth, not only so you can get back to the same strength, but also more important things like staying injury free and making sure that that mindset is on point. Because, being out of the gym for so long, maybe some of you lost a little bit of motivation to get back on the ball, because some of us were going to those workouts 5 days a week and then going from 5 days a week to maybe just a few Zoom workouts, or maybe you're in a position where you haven't been to any of the Zoom workouts and you've just been being mindful about what you're eating and staying active, whether that's running or walking or whatever you're doing. So we're just going to talk about that a little bit and help you guys out with some strategies.
Heck yeah, getting back in the gym. Me personally, I'm not worried about getting back up to like where my strength was or where my PR was. Like I just lost 25 pounds in quarantine, so I'm going to be definitely weaker than I was.
You're 25 down right now?
Dude, I'm 175, baby.
Oh, yeah, you're
like 20,
lean,
23
man.
pounds. I don't have a damn six-pack yet, though. I'm pissed. Like, what the heck? You know what I think it is? I think the missing link is the strength training. Like, I need to hit the weights so that my body can, like, use up the last bit of chubs. I feel like that's what it is. I'm amped to get back in the gym and start lifting weights more regularly. Because it's nice doing, like, running. Like, I've been doing a lot of cardio and running, and that's the one thing that I'm excited about. But the weight training hasn't been there, so I feel like that's you need to hit the weight training if you want to be the leanest. If you want to like feel the strongest. Like, I don't feel like the strong. I don't know. Like, I feel my muscles. They're kind of like they're a little soft. I'm not feeling as good, so I'm excited to get back in. I don't care about my strength. I just want to start hitting the weights. Like I was telling the workout today, like I'm in it for the long game, man. I know you are too. I know some of you guys listening, like, that you're in it for life. So whether I come back and I'm only have 30% strength or 50% strength, I don't care. As long as I'm getting back into it and working back into my routine, that's the most important thing.
Yeah. I feel like for me, I definitely care about numbers. But what I like the most is just the feeling of being in the gym. Like, I walked into Fitness Forward and I missed the smell. Like, I know all of you just know what it smells like in the gym. You know how the barbell feels in your hands. You know what the weights sound when you take them off and put them on, right? You know how the barbell sounds when you drop that deadlift. That's what I'm missing the most right there. It's just that feeling of being in the gym. That's my happy place. And I know for a lot of you watching, that's your happy place too. You can unplug, you can let loose. You don't have to worry about, all the different things you have going on in your life. You can just come in for that hour and just work hard and put in that work. So, that's what I'm missing the most, is just being around everybody, lifting the weights, and that feeling after your workout. How you're just laying on your back, you're dead. You just gave everything you got, and you have like those endorphins rushing. You just feel like you're on the top of the world. And I feel like, I can't wait. I can't wait for that. Well, I mean, I've been working out the last few weeks, but still getting back into it. But that's what I miss the most, and I know you feel the same way about that too. But as far as numbers, you're going to get your strength back so quick, right? You're not going to walk into the gym and you're not going to be able to rep out your 1 rep max, or the weights may feel a little bit heavy, especially those of you who haven't been lifting at all. John just said that he hasn't been lifting really. He's been focusing more on his conditioning and his cardio and all that kind of stuff. But that strength that you built over the 6 months, year, couple years, 5 years that you've been working out at Fitness Forward, how hard, ask yourself, how hard was it for you to build that strength in the first place? It doesn't just go away, right? It's so hard it's really hard to build strength and muscle. It's really hard to burn fat, and that stuff, it doesn't just get reversed, right? So you're going to touch the weights. Your brain's going to be like, oh, I know what this feels like. I've been here before. and you're going to get your strength back quick. But John talks about being in it for the long run, and it's like, I'm not worried about it if I don't get stronger in the next 3 weeks, month, because I know I'm going to be lifting for a whole entire year straight. So the strength is going to come back eventually as long as I stay consistent.
Right. And you alluded to muscle memory. As you work out and you build muscle and you get strong and you lose fat, like your body's genetics physically changes. Like that's pretty awesome. Like based on what you eat, based on how much intensity you put into your body physically changes. And that's great, because when you get back into the gym, your body remembers those changes. It's not like a noob anymore. It's never going to be like your first day. People are like, oh, it's going to be like my first day. Well, that's, of course, everybody thinks that. Even from beginners to athletes, they all joke about, oh, it's going to be like the first day, but it's really not. Like your body is so well adapted and it knows so much. Like you spend a year training, the body isn't stupid. The body just doesn't forget it. Like the mind forgets, but the body doesn't, you know? So when you get back into it and you start lifting weights again, you're going to feel the form. You're going to feel that weight on you. You're going to, like you said, being immersed in that environment, the sounds, the people, like it's fun. And your body recognizes those changes. And once you start putting weight on the bar and you start hitting deadlifts and bench and pull-ups, you're going to be like, oh, your body's going to be like, whoa, let's get back to that level real quick.
Yeah.
Shoots up real quick. And I'm excited about that, but I'm not really concerned about the time frame, because like you said, like I'm not going to work out for 1, 2, 3 more years. I'm working out for my life. I got a long time, and 4 months off for the quarantine is kind of nice, actually. Like my body needed to repair and recover, and I was able to focus on some other key aspects of my fitness that I neglected. I let myself go this last year. Like I gained a lot more weight than I usually do. I got up to 198. Woo! I haven't been 198 in a long time. That's a big Chubbs boy, and people call me Chubbs in the gym as a joke, and I loved it. Egg me on, man. Like egg me on. I love that shit. So
you know, having donuts and cookies stashed away at 5 in the morning.
Candies and stuff. Oh, I was Chubbs. We both indulged a little bit.
Yeah. I'm guilty as charged, man.
So I'm excited. I mean, tell me about you though. Like real quick about your weight gain journey. Like you're up a bunch of weight, but your strength. You're just telling me your strength is ridiculous. I love hearing that.
Yeah. So I started. For those of you who don't know, I started bulking up. Little after lockdown started, and I was around 167, give or take. I don't know the exact weight I started at, but now I'm at 180 or so, 182 pounds. So been gaining weight, and it feels good, because in my entire lifting career, I haven't really tried to focus on, gaining weight. That was never my goal. I was always about performance, and I was playing sports, so it's like you don't want to change your body composition too much so you can be able to be agile, especially for my position. So I wasn't worried about the weight gain. It's not so much about how you weigh when you're playing certain sports. So now that I'm a little bit more and I'm strength training, I've always been strength training my whole entire life, but now that I weigh more and I'm pretty much fueling my workouts more than I ever had before with so many extra calories. My strength numbers all my numbers have gone up like tremendously, in my squat, my deadlift, all my other lifts too, my accessory lifts. And it just feels like I was telling John, I wish I had been eating this much the whole entire time, because I had thought, I was under the impression like, oh, I don't really need to try to focus on gaining weight. As long as I'm getting stronger. It wasn't like before. It wasn't like I wasn't getting stronger. So if it isn't broke, don't fix it, pretty much. That was my mindset. But that's
usually a good mindset.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good mindset. But that's the powerful thing about trying new things to add to your toolbox. Because now that I've upped the calories and I'm a little bit more, and I'm still pretty lean too, right? I'm 180 pounds. It's not like I'm Chubbs right now or anything like that. But my strength has gone up like a crazy amount in such a short amount of time. Like I was telling John my numbers. I won't get into that right now. But like I was telling John, I wish I'd been doing this the whole entire time. But at the same time, it was good for me to go through what I went through this whole entire time, because I have like a different perspective, and now I have a new perspective, and I can kind of put it together, because there were some benefits of me being at a lighter weight too. Like I was able to run a little bit better, I felt like less bloated because I'm eating so much food right now that sometimes I feel a little bit tired and bloated. Not just some of the time, but the strength is going up. I feel really good about that. So I'm going to keep doing this for the next, 3 to 4 months, hit some new max out, one rep max
Nice.
PRs. And
Nice.
we'll take it from there. Maybe I'll go on a cut or something like that. Or maybe I think John and I are actually the same weight right now or similar. So.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
I
that's
love
pretty
that.
awesome. I feel like we were like 25 pounds apart before.
Yeah, and seeing your strength gains is phenomenal, man. You are like a true athlete. Like seeing how strong you got, that's amazing. Like, I'm jealous.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
I'm jealous. That's cool though. I'm happy for you. It's good to try new things. It's like you're young. Your body is a machine. Like you can mess around with it. You're like an experiment. Like your body's an experiment, bro.
Right.
Listeners, like don't get so stuck in one frame of movement. Like, oh, I just have to do this, or this is the only way to do this kind of workout, or this is the only way to lift. So like the last 3-4 months of doing lightweight, body weight, or maybe focusing on running it's such a blessing. Like you got the opportunity, a perfect opportunity really to switch up your workout routine and like just the environment that you're in. And it was funny, like we had some people come in the gym yesterday to return some weights that we rented out. And someone came in and they were just like, man, like I have been running and walking way more. Like I've been doing 4 to 5 miles in the morning before the workout. And she's like, this is something I've never done before, like ever. In her 8 years of working out at Fitness Forward, she's never been to one to do cardio. She hates it. And she told me, she's like, I've been doing 5 miles every morning. She's like, I feel great. And not only that, but my husband's been working out with me. She told me a story.
Oh,
She's like,
awesome.
I went out at 4 a.m. and then I got back and I told my husband, he's like, I saw a coyote. And the husband's like, what? And he's like, I'm gonna start going with you. He's like, I don't like that. So now he's working out, and that was really cool to hear. Is you're forced to switch your routine, and then you learn new things about you, and you keep those things, and it's fun. It's a learning process. Your life is just it's learning and it's fun.
Yeah, and part of it is this lockdown has forced you to be more creative with what you want to do. Not only do you have to be more creative, but I feel like you almost crave the move. You crave wanting to be active because you've been active for so long inside the gym. So we talked about the situation with she who shall not be named right now, walking the 5 miles before the session, and she would still do the 7 a.m. session too. We're talking about the same person right now.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So it's like she's like, oh, well, I feel like I want to do more, right? I feel like I want to go walk now. Before her mindset may have been like, I'm not really I don't really want to walk. I'm already doing the workouts, but it's like you crave, you want to do more. You want to be a little bit better. You want to try out new things. And then you realize, oh, I actually enjoy that. I enjoy the walks, right? Not only because it's fitness, but, I feel like getting outside and running and walking, that's like, you get mental clarity. I love being outdoors and how it makes me feel. So,
totally. Like
I said, you're a little bit more creative and you find out that you like things that you didn't know you liked before, and you're just moving, right? It's all about just staying active and moving. And, that's if you're sticking with those small, those kind of habits, going back into the gym is going to be easy, right? Transitioning back in the gym is not going to be a problem at all because you've just been active. It's a part of who you are.
And it's funny, like we Josh and I are big preachers on you need to be self-sufficient as well. Like we joke around in the gym. We say, one day we're not going to be around to train you. You need to know how to train yourself. And somebody came in yesterday again, and she's shredded. Like she's lean. Like she's got a 6-pack. See the definition in her. Like she came out leaner than she's ever been. And she's like, I just heard your words in my head. Like it was just my mantra. You better know how to train. Like you need to know how to be self-sufficient. It's great to have a coach, and all athletes have coaches, and it's great to have a coach to progress you forward in whatever you want. Right. And being able to do it on your own though is a skill that needs to be learned. And if you don't know how to do it on your own, then you're always gonna fail. And this is somebody who wasn't able to do Zoom workouts, who had to do her own workouts, and that's also cool to see. Is not only did she come out better when some other people are coming out worse, but she had a great mindset, and the mindset that you built and the challenging times is such a winning mindset. Like, you're going to come out better. You're going to come out more confident, more mentally strong. You're going to come out weaker. And that's another win out of the quarantine is you're getting back into the gym stronger out of the quarantine mentally. Your results are going to be that much better because of that mental strength.
Yeah. And I was talking to everyone in the Zoom workouts this last week, and I was telling them how, like, guys, like, listen, we made it. Gym's back open next week. And it was like, they were like, oh, wow, it's been 3 months already. Wow. Like that went by pretty fast. You know what I'm saying? It didn't really hit anyone in the class that the gym's going to be open back up next week. I was giving them a little speech like, you're never going to have the same members in this Zoom class, right? Like there was 5 people from the 5 a.m., 7 p.m. There was people from the 8:30 class all working in one Zoom workout when usually we're all split up and some people don't even see each other for months. You know, so it was cool to have everybody in that last class. And they were like, oh, wow, like, hey, we all stayed together. You know, we made it to this point where the gyms are back open. And, you know, I've been saying in every single one of these podcasts, like people have been more consistent with these Zoom workouts and just staying active than I feel like they have before the lockdown. I don't know what it was. I feel like you saw a challenge and you thought you have that winner's mindset and you thought to yourself, well, how can I take advantage of this time? You know, maybe you're working more, maybe you're working less, but you still have that mindset that, you know, I need to get better. So when things open back up, I'm hitting the ground running. And a lot of us did that. So, you know, the transition is going to be so smooth for you. It's been good because we talked about letting your body recover during this time. We talked about focusing on other areas of your fitness that, you know, being more creative with what you're doing by staying active. And you're going to have a new fire when you get back in that gym. And we have a lot of new things that we're applying to the program, you know, new program coming out. So, you know, you guys are going to love, you're going to love getting back in the gym. And there's going to be no barrier for you, mental or physical. You're going to be able to push past both of those and come in and be a lot stronger. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah. And I mean, just focus on getting a little bit better. You know, you might not be the same strength, and that's okay. Obviously we hit that on the head already with this podcast, but just come in, work out, get reacquainted with the weights, start focusing on your form again. You know, make sure that you're like, if you're starting with less weight, that's better. You know, you're going to be able to reacquaint yourself with proper posture, proper movements. You know, you're getting back to lifting weights. You know, you're not doing as much lightweight stuff. Lightweight stuff is really easy to do because you can have junk form and get away with it for years and years and never feel any real problems except maybe a little joint achiness. But when you start lifting weights again, you're like, oh, okay, I haven't touched these 40s or 50s in a long time. What's the form I need to remember?
Right.
And then it's like, oh, okay, back straight, shoulders back. So focusing, like decreasing your intensity, which is great. Always going to decrease your intensity, and remember your form, proper movement, proper squat depth, proper bench mechanics, proper deadlift mechanics. I haven't touched the bar in 3 months, 4 months. Like, how do I do a deadlift again? An Olympic deadlift, sumo deadlift. Oh, a clean and snatch. I forgot about that. You know, what do I need to do for the snatch? What do I need for this? So it's a good opportunity to learn again, and it'll hammer in your good form because you're going to get back on that bar and you're going to get set up for that deadlift. And you're going to be like, oh, I remember this. Okay, feet under the bar. Okay, look at my posture in the mirror. Make sure my back is straight. And then that form gets even more hammered in because that time away, it gave you that reflection time. Like, okay, like working on other things, working on my conditioning. And then when you get back to it, it's like now you have to remember the things that you were doing every day so that they were second nature. They weren't really that much of a challenge. And now after 3-4 months, maybe you have to think a little bit harder, and that's going to hammer in your form and technique even better. Yeah. So that's a really good aspect of coming away and getting back in the gym is remembering and hammering in that form.
Yeah. Hammer. That's so important. Form, stay injury free. And so you can be a lot stronger, right? With better form, you have more potential to be stronger. But I think it's good that that we all took a step away from the gym atmosphere because we have this thing called ego. And there's sometimes when you're in the gym and let's say you're deadlifting, you're like, well, I know I'm this strong, but your form is really not the best. So, you know, you still do that weight, even though your form's not the best because you know that you can lift it. But now you're going to be forced to start at a lighter weight just because you haven't been in the weight room for so long. So you can reinforce those good habits when it comes to your form. And
Such a good point.
You're going to have to do that. There's no way you're going to go in the gym and start lifting the same weights that you were doing before. So, you got to think about it. There's so many different muscle groups that you haven't been activating as like properly, like you were in the gym, right? Like your lower back muscles, your whole entire posterior chain, your glutes, your hamstrings, your upper back. The other smaller group muscles, yeah, you've been using them, but using your body as a whole, like as a unit to lift a weight, like when you're doing a deadlift or you're doing a clean or you're doing a snatch or something like that, you haven't done that in a while, right? So your body's
very different.
I'm not really used to this, so you're gonna have to really think about all the small form cues that you may sometimes forget. I know when I get into a group of lifting, I sometimes forget maybe one cue in my lift, like, I haven't really been focusing on keeping my core that engaged, or I haven't really been focusing on keeping my lats engaged when I'm doing this exercise. But it isn't until I'm doing the lighter weights that I'm like, oh, wow, like I haven't been doing this the whole entire time. Let me throw this back in. Like, let me give myself a reminder. And having to start at the light weights, all you're going to be thinking about is those form cues so you can stay injury free. And so when you get back to those heavier weights you were lifting before, you're going to blow through that plateau. You're going to blow through that number, and you're going to do it while being injury free, right? Because if you rush back into those weights, even if you feel like you can do them, oh, well, I didn't really take that much time off. It's only been a month and a half. I had a barbell at my house. I didn't have as many weights, but I was still doing the exercise. Let me see if I can go deadlift the same weight. That's a recipe for disaster.
Right.
So you gotta slowly add weight every single week. Make sure that form's tight, and you'll be back to where you were like pretty quick.
Seriously, and you'll be even better based on what you just said. Like if you're reevaluating your form, you're taking it a little bit slower, you're a little more cautious. Such a smart way to lift. Such a smart way to get back into it. You're not just, like you said, you're not ego lifting. We're all guilty of it. We all ego lift at some point, at many points. And so oftentimes that's where bad things happen.
I'm about to go ego lift after this podcast.
Yeah, well, you deserved it, man. You're lifting a ton of weight. I love hearing that. I can't wait to hear what you lift today. With all the weights back in the gym.
yeah, I have a funny story after you say.
Yeah, so like you said, like focusing on the full range of movement, the mechanics, maybe incorporate a little more stretching. Like we've been doing stretching classes on Saturday. Like that's the important part that I was neglecting is the stretching. And I've been stretching a lot more, like my calves, my hips, and learning and reusing the things that you learned in quarantine from Christina, our physical therapist on hand here up in the fort, like utilizing the stretching techniques she's been teaching on Sundays is going to be super important for you guys. Like that's been important for me. Like my ankles better, my hips feel better, just my mobility is better overall. And that's because I've been focusing on a little more flexibility, less grunt strength training. And that's another key aspect is that I'm going to keep incorporating is I'm going to keep doing the stretches, focusing on the stretches that I really felt during Christina's classes and just keeping those in my workout protocol instead of being a typical neglect and deflect and then get injured.
Yeah, no, I need to get in that stretching game. I was at the gym.
You were pretty good though.
I tried to do a rocket. Oh my goodness. It was like my ankle would not even move forward. I was like, what happened? I couldn't even go down. Like, so I have some work to do the next few weeks, but it's something to work towards. I always have something I want to work towards, but you were talking about having all the weights are pretty much gone at Fitness Forward, right? Everyone,
they're all gone.
I'm happy about that.
Have you been there in the past couple of days?
Yeah. There's still no plates, right?
You're gonna love what's there.
Dumbbells are back, but there's still no plates. So I know they're all going to be returned between 12 and 2 today, right? 12 and 2 today. But anyways, I've been putting just such odd weights on the bar when I'm squatting or deadlifting. I'm like putting on a 25 and then a 35, and then I'm using all the 2.5s, and there's like a 5 I can use, and I'm adding those weights up. And that's like anyone that knows me in the gym, that's my pet peeve. I'm like so OCD when it comes to weights. So it's like, man, I'm like, I just want to scream when I'm putting those.
You're going crazy in there.
Yeah, because like part of it, I like the way that like the weights look. You know what I'm saying? I like the aesthetic of it. Like
totally.
Any person that like lifts heavier weights, what 315 looks like on the bar. You're like, oh yeah, what 405 looks like on the bar. and I'm adding up all these weights, and it adds up to 3 whatever, and it's like a bunch of 25s. And like,
yeah, and you gotta like use your calculator to do the math.
Yeah,
Like
I'm on adding it up. You ever see that meme where it's like the guy thinking and it's a bunch of math equations?
That's the best meme. That's what's going on in your head.
So
yeah, we just got some dumbbells too. We got some 90 dumbbells, 100 dumbbells. So I'm excited about those bad boys. That's gonna think about farmers carrying 2 100-pound dumbbells. Oh my gosh, brutal.
I was gonna talk about, we talked about how it's not gonna feel like day one. Whenever we introduce farmers carries, it feels like day one.
It feels like day one. You're a noob. You're a noob in the gym.
That's like that one exercise that it just wrecks your whole entire body. Like you'll have such intense soreness the next like 3-4 days after, if you haven't done farmers carries a long time and when we hit them, it's like,
oh,
that's so painful.
Brutal. I literally did a farmer's carry with 100-pound, 100-pound dumbbell, like 50 feet across the gym, and I couldn't even hold it anymore. I had to drop it. It was like slipping out of my hand. I was like, how is this possible?
They're at the gym right now?
Yeah, I just got them yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
nice.
So we got some 100s, 90s, and we got 65s. So we got the increments, you know. We got those good. We got this good.
We've got some beasts in the class that I know you're gonna flirt. They're gonna want to flirt a little bit with those 100-pound dumbbells.
Yeah, they are. I think some of those chicks are gonna lift those 100s, and they're gonna be like, oh, okay.
No, 100%. 100%. I know Chelsea's gonna lift those 100s.
That's right. Yeah, so I feel like the biggest thing is when you get back in the gym is just decrease that intensity, focus on your full range of movement. Don't worry about your previous numbers, and just have fun. Enjoy the environment again. Enjoy the banter between your members, your friends who you've made friends with over years. Like have fun. Like that's the fun of being in a gym. Hitting PRs is fun, but being around a bunch of other cool people and having fun and lifting weights, that's so much more fun. You know, it's so exciting.
Yeah,
and you know
that's how you do it for the long run. Is you find enjoyment in other areas, not just hitting PRs all the time, because you're not gonna hit a PR in every single session, right? There's actually going to become a point in your lifting career where you're not going to be able to get any stronger. I know that you probably don't want to hear that right now, but like there's going to be a point where you're going to hit your peak, right? You're going to hit your peak. It's not for a long time, but there's going to be a day where you're not going to be able to put any more weight on that deadlift or the squat. It's going to be a while for a lot of you. It's going to be a really long time. So what happens then when you're not getting any stronger, right? You got to find enjoyment in other areas, right? You got to focus on other areas of your fitness. You got to hit PRs in a different way. You've got to find other ways to keep yourself, motivated and keep your head in the game. Make sure that mindset is right. It's not always going to be like I'm coming into the gym and I'm crushing it and I'm hitting PRs every single time. Now I wish it was like that, but it's not. So enjoy getting in the gym, moving, shooting the shit with other members, having fun. And, that's what it's about. It's about that community that's keeping you accountable. And also, just showing yourself that you can stick to the game plan, get back on the ball, get the ball rolling again, get back to what you're doing before and being consistent again in the gym. And
now, with that extra mental fortitude you developed over these last 3 months, over these short last 3 months, literally 3 months flew by, and that's going to help so much. And the gym is set up awesome right now. We got the quarantined gym setup, social distancing, making sure that everybody's 17,000 feet apart, but nobody's contracting the diseases.
No, you can't make eye contact with anybody.
Yeah, you can't look at the other person, otherwise you'll get the disease. No, but seriously, it's cool. We got a bunch of spots geared out for you guys, so don't feel scared about coming in. Like, don't be worried about, is everything good? Like, that was another question we got from people returning weight yesterday. So how's it going to work? Like, well, come in. We got to figure it out. Like, that's our job to figure it out. Your job is to come in and work out and have fun. Like, our job is to keep you safe, keep you, number one, lifting safe, keep you physically, like, biologically safe, so you're not contracting some disease or sickness. Which, let's be real, guys. Like, you're not going to get sick. Like, you guys, if you're moving around and eating healthy, there's, like, this tiniest chance, like it's almost impossible that you're going to be coming in and contracting some sickness. That's like 0.0003% anyway. It's like, so don't be scared. Like, don't be fearful. Don't come in with that fear mindset. I was watching a movie this last week, Apocalyptica or something like that, about the Mayans. And
dude, that movie is badass.
Yeah, one of the scenes just really resonated with me is they were hunting. They're out hunting this like hunter pack, and like there was a father and there was a son, and the father was the leader of the group.
Yep.
And something scared the son. Like there was another group of Indians out there, and they said that their land was ravaged, and you can see the fear in the son's like eyes, and he was just like kind of zoning out, and the dad's like, fear is a sickness and it will take over your life if you let it, and you can't let that sickness seep into your life because it will ruin everything. And that's the main thing I see in the media is fear about the protesting, fear about the disease. Yet I know nobody who's gotten sick. And yet I know nobody who's experienced a negative protester. I know nothing happened to our gym. Nothing was broken in our gym. Nothing was stolen out of our gym. I don't know anybody who, got attacked by a protester or something like that. Like, don't let that fear seep into your mind. Don't step into the gym and think, oh, is this disease ridden? Did you guys clean everything up? Of course we did. You think I'm going to let you guys in, like, and let you guys train in an unsafe environment? Get real.
I don't even want to train in that environment. So, like, if anything,
right.
My selfish part of me is like, I want to clean for myself.
Right.
And that's why I work.
Right. Yeah, I want to clean, and not only clean physically, but clean of the mental toxicity you see on social media. Like, don't come in thinking, am I going to get sick? Otherwise, get out of the gym. Don't come into the gym. Seriously, stay home. Like, stay home in your own. Stay home and let the fear sickness take over your body, because I don't want to hear it. Like, I don't want to hear one thing in that gym about the coronavirus.
I remember. Yeah, no, 100%. That's serious. We actually are really serious about that. Like,
Dead serious about that.
And one of the important parts of that scene in Apocalypto is the dad was telling the son, because they're in the forest and they're with their tribe, and then the other tribe comes, and like you said, the other tribe's their whole entire tribe got just destroyed, right? They got murdered or whatever by a stronger tribe. And they're trying to get through the forest, but this one tribe is in the way. So they're like trying to bargain with them, like, please let us through. Don't harm us. Like, we just want to get to the other side. We don't want no problems, pretty much. And the son was just like freaked out, because he was like, wow, if they got murdered, like, what's going to happen to us? And the dad pulls him to the side, because they're going to go back to their village. And he goes, listen, son, I don't want you to talk about this in the village, right? This stays between you and me. Like, none of this happened. Because he was talking about fear in his own life, but he was also talking about the spread of fear. The son going back to the village and talking about what he saw. And when you put that fear out there, like, if you put out that fear in the world, it's like a cancer, and everyone has that fear. So he was pretty much telling them that, you got to eliminate that fear, because if you tell someone else about what you experienced and seeing that other tribe, it's going to ruin the tribe pretty much, because everyone's going to have that fear mindset. So if you think about it, if you come into the gym, and we're not just talking about the virus, but you have just negativity. Are you ever around someone who's in a bad mood and they're kind of negative, and you can feel it coming off of them, and it affects your mood too?
Totally.
Right, so kind of think about that in the gym. If you come and you're like, well, is this clean? And you're hesitant and you don't want to get near people, and you're kind of being weird and sketchy, it's going to affect the whole entire vibe at the gym. And I know that a lot of you aren't, 99.9% of you are not like that, but just keep that in mind, that you don't want to bring that negativity into the gym, because you get kicked out.
Right. Seriously, 100%. You got kicked out, and the place is safe. The place is clean. The place is disinfected. You got souls of this thing. So don't come in here like, oh my God, are we going to be okay? I don't want to hear it. Because you're going to be okay. And you know what? If you have that mentality, if you're not going to be okay, you're going to get sick then. Like, either mentally or physically. It's like you're distracted. You're distracted from your goal. You're distracted from the focus. Like, if you're running on the street and you're like, you're worried that a car is going to hit you, you're like checking behind your back all the time, making sure you're not going to get hit by a car, and all of a sudden you trip on the rock in front of you and smash your face on the floor. Like, what the heck, man? Like, that's unnecessary. Like, why are you worried about that negativity when you can just be focused on, all right, I'm getting better. I'm going to have fun in the gym. I'm going to get excited. My immune system is going to be boosted. I'm drinking my green drink. I'm healthy. I'm getting stronger, instead of thinking that toxic other thoughts. So get that toxicity out of your mind. because it's a disease. It really is true. You know, anybody who's an athlete will tell you that same thing. Anybody who is successful in life, whether it's business or fitness or health, they're going to tell you that same thing. Get rid of the negative people in your life. Get rid of the negative thoughts in your head. Like flush those negative thoughts out in your head, because your head's your own worst enemy. And then it comes your family and friends. Like get that negative stuff out of your head first.
Right. I actually have a story about negative thoughts that I'm going to share with you. It's actually
tell me. I want to hear it.
So when I was playing high school football. It was my senior year. So this is my last year of high school football. It was actually our last game. We were in the playoffs. We were in the semifinals, and we're playing this school, Cathedral Catholic. And Cathedral Catholic is like, they're the top dogs. You know, they beat us every year. The year before, they beat us in the finals. So we played at Qualcomm Stadium where the Chargers play. And we lost to them by 6 points on like one of the last plays of the game. So, you know, like all the, you know, so emotional in the locker room after. It's my junior year. So when you're a junior and you lose, it's like, all right, well, I have another year. We can get redemption. But like the seniors, man, heartbroken. You know, they don't get another chance. So it's our senior year now. And we're playing Cathedral Catholic in the semifinals, and I'm like nervous. You know, I'm scared. I used to get so nervous and scared before games, and it was just like I had these butterflies in my stomach. But after the first play, you know, the butterflies go away because I'm in my element. You know, I feel confident once I get going. But like it's the period of time leading up to the game that I'm the most nervous. So there was this receiver on Cathedral Catholic, and you know, during practice, you watch film on the other team. And you're pretty much you're getting to know your competition, the actual players you're going to play against. Like, all right, we got number 83 on the other team. He's fast. He does these routes. Like you develop a game plan for the players you're going to go up against. Because I'm going to be going against pretty much the same guy the whole game. There's different positions, and I'm going to be focused on the same guy, right? So I had a friend. He's one of my best friends. And, you know, friends just talk shit to each other. And he'd be like, he would say things like, oh, this guy's he's going to dust you in the game. Like, oh, are you sure you're ready? Oh, this guy's going to burn you. Like, blah, blah, blah. He does this and that. And he was actually getting in my head. And I remember I would even have nightmares about, like, getting beat for touchdowns by this one guy. Like, I was having dreams about it before the game. And it was affecting me that much. You know, and I had negative thoughts. And I actually had low self-confidence going into the game. So this is my last game. One of the first plays of the game, this guy beats me for a touchdown, like a long one, like 80, 50, 60-yard touchdown or something like that in front of all my family and friends in the stands, you know, one of my last games, and it left me heartbroken. And one of the reasons for that is because I was thinking so negatively about the whole entire situation. You know, I didn't have the right mindset to be on that field and play. You know, I was a little bit scared about, like, you know, I had friends putting bad thoughts in my head. I was having dreams about, you know, negativity and losing the game. And what happened? You know, even though I feel like I physically had the skills to cover this guy, he ended up smoking me in the game just because of my mindset. You know, and on the other end of the spectrum, I've had games where I felt like I was the top dog out there. You know, I felt like no one can mess with me, and those are my best games, even though we were playing good teams or I was playing even better competition. So it's all about that mindset. That mindset affects everything. You know, you have the positive mindset, you're going to dominate in the game of life. You know, not just the final game, right, but the game of life. But if you have a negative mindset, hey, you're going to get beat for touchdowns and you're going to be embarrassed by the way that you're performing in your life. So, you know, this is a little story for you guys.
I agree. Your body really changes based on your mental state. Like we talked about how your genetics change based on how you train. Same with your genetics will change just on how you change your mind too. Like if you're thinking more positively, you can release positive hormones. If you're thinking negatively all the time, you can get sick and ulcers. Like, do you want to get sick and develop cancer and ulcers and health disease and all these issues because your toxicity in your head leads to toxicity in the body.
Right.
Like if you're always letting that negativity seep in your body, you're going to be more incidents to get sick. You're going to be sick all the time. You're stressed out all the time. You're going to get ulcers. You're going to have stomach issues. You might even get cancers. Like I want to give myself the biggest fighting chance in this life. Like I want to be as healthy as possible so I can do the fun things that life is about. Like life is about exploring and learning and growing and having fun. And I don't want to be sick and be bedridden and be around in hospitals. Like I don't want to be around doctors because that's just, I don't want that. And truly your brain creates the chemistry of your body. Like if you're thinking positive thoughts, your gene expression will be different in your body. It's like your hormones will be different, and your body is just it works so much better. Exactly, Alana. It's all about manifesting positivity. Like you can manifest bad stuff in your life. You can manifest positive stuff in your life. And I want to encourage you from this point forward, if you have not been, start manifesting that positivity. Just start your morning off with, all right, I'm going to think about 2 positive things today. Like what are the positive things? I want to help somebody else, because helping other people always makes you feel great.
Yep.
And I want to help myself in this area. That's the other thing. Like if you can just do those two small things in the morning, whether it's at the gym or whether it's at work or whether it's with your kids, your spouse, or yourself, whether it's reading a book, a positive affirmation book, or anything to get you started on that journey, that's the best piece of advice that my mentors gave me. That's the most important thing of all.
Yeah.
Change your gene expression, baby. Change that gene expression. Change your biology.
I say it every single morning. It's gonna be a good day today.
I love when you say that. I love it.
This is how I think. Even if I don't feel that good, I just say it. And when I say it, I feel better, because I'm assuming that my day is gonna be good. I'm expecting of it. And then when I accomplish the goals that I set for my day, another powerful tool is just writing a to-do list of things that are important to you for your day. And when you start accomplishing those things that are on your to-do list that are important to you, you start feeling better, because you become the person that accomplishes things. Versus if you have a bunch of things that you need to do, you feel kind of overwhelmed. And then in my experience, when I feel too overwhelmed, I end up not doing anything.
100%.
If I have too much, if I'm not strategizing on how I'm going to accomplish the things in my day, and maybe I have a couple negative thoughts here and there, like, oh, I'm so busy, oh, and I'm tired, oh man, I end up just sitting there and not doing anything, because I feel like when you get those negative thoughts, it can almost be crippling, right? Like think about all the stuff that's going on. Maybe some of you have been on social media and you're looking at the stuff, you're looking at the posts, and you get that weird feeling inside, and you feel like you can't even move. You're like, oh, that's crazy, and you're stifled by it. That's how I feel negative thoughts in all avenues are. Negative thoughts stifle you. They get into your physically, they stop you. Right. If you're really nervous in a situation, you feel like your body, you feel stifled, you can't move. I feel like that's how negative thoughts are. And positive thoughts make you more vibrant, and they make you move better and act more decisively and all that kind of stuff. So.
Right. And it's like you said about when you come in the morning and you're like, oh, it's going to be a great day today. Like me, as growing up, I used to be like pessimist. I used to think about negative stuff all the time. And one of the first things that I changed my mindset on was Mondays. Like I used to hate Mondays. Like I would come in, I'm like, oh, it's freaking Monday. I don't want to work all week. I don't want to go to school all week. And then I started changing my mindset on Monday. I would be like, oh, like even if I hated Monday, I'd be like, I love Mondays. And I would just start saying that. Like, oh, it's Monday, my favorite day of the year. I would say that as a joke. It's when I walk in the gym, it's like, it's a Monday, the best day of the year. And everybody would just like laugh. And like, oh,
yeah.
And it's like that totally shifted the mindset of that. Like everybody gets sick of Mondays, but shift that, even that one day can change your whole week. Like, oh, I love Monday. It's like the day that starts off the week, you start off positively on Monday. Yeah. It sounds so hokey pokey, but it works. Like it works. And I choose to believe in that process of being a little bit positive, thinking of like 1 or 2 things that I could do that's positive. And that always changes the whole mindset. How can I help somebody today? How can I help somebody go? What positive thing can I tell one person today? And if I tell one, say, hey man, you're looking good. You're looking good today. Like, wow, that bench press looked really good today. Like, especially in the gym, because people really love that energy. Like they get empowered. Like they get empowered. If I can empower somebody in that way, my life is so much more fulfilled, and it makes me a lot happier.
It's like a brush fire too,
totally.
You're positive to one person, you make them feel good, and they want to make other people feel good too. They feel good themselves, and they spread that positivity to someone else, and they spread it to someone else, and it's like you want to just surround yourself with people that make you feel good. Also people that are going to be real with you and be tough on you too. Right? It's not always going to be positive, but
100%.
But when someone is tough on you, it's coming from a positive place, though. It's coming from a place of love.
Right.
They want you to do
Right.
better, right? There's a difference between having someone that's negative and, is shooting everything you're saying to them down and making you feel bad about yourself versus
Right.
someone that is giving you that type of feedback where they're a little bit tougher on you so they can get more out of you and hold you accountable, right? So
Right.
you want someone, you want to surround yourself around people that are going to get you better, right? In all areas. And
Right.
that's a community that we're developing is, we want a community. We have a community. We have a
Right.
community that wants to get better themselves and wants to help other people get better too. And
Right. That's what this
power.
fitness game is about.
Mm.
That's what the fitness game is about. It's about coming in and number one, you're going to get challenged by people around you, and you're going to become stronger through that challenge. It's not like the environment you're coming in. It's like, oh, great work, everybody. You did great. No, it's like, dude, lift a little bit heavier. Like a positive encouragement is like, I know you can lift heavier. Like you're stronger than that. Like I know that you're strong. Like that's positive. It's not like, oh, well, I can't. No, it's not like we're coming in and saying, oh, you suck. You need to, why you lift this
Hey,
up
listen, you're
weight.
weak as hell. Just leave the gym.
Yeah, right. It's not like we're saying that. It's like, hey, like it's funny. I'll be working out with these moms, and they'll be pushing me to my limit. And I love it. Like, oh, John, you can do more than that. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'll do it. I'll do it. I respect that. Yeah. So I can't wait to get back to that.
Yeah, that 5 a.m. class holds you accountable to the fullest. They don't let you take it.
They don't let me.
Your foot is on that gas pedal the whole entire time.
The whole time. So excited to get back into all the normal sessions. Excited. All normal sessions, 5, 6, 7. We're gonna keep doing the Zooms. The Zooms will be live in class. I'll be working out with the 7 a.m. most likely. For right now, I'll be doing the Zoom class while Josh is coaching, so it'll be fun. You'll be working alongside me. I'll be working out with the class at 7, so that'll be fun. We're gonna keep the noon session as well. Probably I'll be coaching that some days. Maybe Josh will be coaching that. You've got some one-on-ones, but we're gonna figure all that out. This next month of getting back in the gym is just gonna be like a trial period. We're gonna test out what works. We're gonna try different workouts. We're gonna get you lifting weights again, and it'll be fun. So I look forward to some positive changes in the gym. Look forward to being around your community members. Look forward to pushing yourself to new ways. Look forward to Level Up program that's going to come out in a couple of weeks. We're still working on that. We got that coming through so that you're going to have a lot more targeted goals. I figure we'll give you a couple months of workouts before we do our fitness test again, our fitness evaluations. We'll probably do our evaluations in September or so. So probably for the whole month of September, we'll do our PR testing and lifting testing so that you guys can see where you're at. And, by then you guys will be back to full steam, easily, ready to kick butt. So don't be fearful, be excited, be energetic. Come into the gym with renewed energy. Like I saw people returning their weights yesterday. They were fired up. Every single person came in like, I'm excited. I'm ready to rock it out. Like, let's do this. Like, looking at the gym and everything, social distance. Like, oh, wow, it looks so great. I'm like, yeah, it does look great.
You don't know how many messages we get about, a month ago. When's the gym going to open up? Oh, did you get an update on the gym? When's the gym going to open up? And I'm just like, I almost felt, I was feeling bad about it for a little bit. I was like, man, we got so many members that are just so excited to get back in the gym. I mean, thank God for the Zoom workouts and everything we had going on in the online, in the Facebook group. But, I know that you all are ready to get back and hit that iron, use those barbells.
It's great too, because, Chelsea comes in to return late and she's like, you know what? These Zoom workouts were amazing. She's like, even though I only had a couple kettlebells, she's like, that was amazing. She's like, knowing that somebody was keeping you accountable and knowing that I knew somebody was going to watch over me, that was awesome. She's like, I know a lot of other people who were at other gyms and they didn't have that same stuff. They just did basic, they just posted a workout. They weren't holding their members accountable. And that's so good to hear. I love hearing stuff like that. Yeah. Everybody was saying that the Zoom workouts were amazing and that the community was amazing. I got text messages from people who weren't even in the Zoom workouts that were saying, hey man, you, Josh, Adriana, and everybody just did an amazing job. Like Christina, like that was an amazing job. Like we are over the top happy with the results that we saw in the quarantine when they saw their friends who didn't have that same benefit, who had memberships at other gyms. Like I'm grateful for that. And that's what this community is about. We just want to help you guys in any way possible. I mean, that's why we're creating the Level Up program. That's why we're getting back in the gym with new renewed energy and new goals. And that's what this community is about. And we're happy to serve you to the fullest extent. And we know that if you guys achieve your results, then we'll achieve our results as a company and helping you guys and getting you to your goal. So thank you for being supportive of Josh, Adriana, and Christina. Thank you for coming into the Zoom workouts. We're going to keep doing the Zoom workouts. We're going to do the in-person workouts. And we are just so happy for this community that we got through when a lot of other gyms didn't. Seeing how CrossFit Style and Strife are all fighting, and seeing how a lot of other gyms are going out of business. Big gyms are going out of business, and I'm grateful for you guys. Like I love this community, and Josh and I we love you so much.
Yep. Time to level up, baby. Time to get back in there.
Let's do it.
I'm excited. And I got a lot of enjoyment out of coaching the Zoom workouts too, and just interacting in the Facebook group. Like that was most of my day. That's the favorite part of my day.
Yeah, so much fun.
That's not a big part of my day. Like I'm only coaching three classes a day, but that was the favorite part of my day. Getting in there and having the inside jokes with each one of the sessions and seeing the same people every single day in those groups, and you guys are talking with each other. Sometimes I'll come in the Zoom workout and there's already people in there talking with each other. That makes me happy seeing everybody in those Zoom workouts, having a good time with their fitness and also working really hard. Like you guys worked your asses off in those classes, and that's where I get that's the most gratifying for me, is seeing you all just work hard and get to your goals and then smash this lockdown that everyone was thinking it was going to be so hard to get through, and now we're through it and you dominated it. Right.
And you're looking back and you're like, oh, that was nothing.
It was nothing. It was nothing. Right. So time to get to that next level, starting next week. I'm
excited. Monday, 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 8:30 a.m., 5, 6, 7 p.m. AD.
I've been trying to wake up earlier, man. It's been tough.
I noticed that. You've been posting a little earlier.
Yeah, it's been. I'm not even gonna. It's been tough. Like,
that's right.
I mean, I'm waking up at like 6:15. Sometimes 6:30. Yeah.
I'm like 6:45.
Yeah, sometimes 7.
You're waking up right before. Right?
Yeah. But I've been trying to wake up a little bit earlier. Yeah, that's been a challenge. But I'm looking forward to seeing the 5 a.m. crew, seeing the lady crew, and Mike.
That's right. And Mike, right?
Yeah.
I'm so excited. So thank you guys. Appreciate you. If you have anything you want to input in, Alana, Jacqueline,
Yeah. And also feel free if you have if you have questions about anything, you can reach out to John, you can reach out to me about anything, and
100%.
we can talk about it when it comes to the gym, when it comes to whatever. So,
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for joining us. We appreciate you, and we will see you in the gym. Have an awesome weekend, boys and girls.
Peace.
Thank you.